All right, welcome everybody to our first annual nomination show for the Blasties, which will be our year-end show. I am your host, Sarah out of Syracuse.
I am El Zul.
And I am Brian Bella from Portland, Oregon. I almost said Arizona again. God damn it.
You got the Bella in your mind, that's why.
Port
I'm
Zone.
both from Arizona.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. This is Orlando from Fort Lauderdale.
Happy birthday, Orlando.
Yes, happy birthday weekend, Orlando.
Oh, yes, my birthday just passed. My birthday was on Thursday.
Yes.
They
How
count
does
for
it
like
feel?
72 hours.
How does it feel to officially be the oldest castmate of BuckleBomb?
I'm always older than everybody as it is, even in my job, so.
Not by much, I don't think.
No, there's 20-year-olds working on my job, so yeah. So I'm the oldest there.
Uncle Orly.
Yeah, they call me that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
At least it's not Grandpa Orly.
Not the only one.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not the only one.
All right, so we'll get right into it. We're going to go over each one of our categories. The first one we're going to talk about is our men's match of the year. And the nominees are, sorry, I'm getting right back into it. Kyle O'Reilly versus Finn Balor at TakeOver 31.
Mm-hmm.
We have AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title at Clash of Champions. That was a ladder match. Walter versus Eli Dragunov. That was on the weekly NXT UK show. Banger of a match. A recent one coming out of Triple Mania 38, I believe it was. Pagano against Chessman in a hair versus hair hardcore match, which we all watched and watched along with, and that was brutal. We have MJF versus Cody, and also out of one of our independent companies, GCW, we have Leo Rush versus Christian Blake.
Yes.
If you haven't seen that last match, go watch it today.
Yeah,
It's
very good.
It's available on YouTube.
Yeah, it's free. It's on GCW's YouTube.
And before we continue, the MJF versus Cody was from Revolutions, I believe.
Yep.
AEW's Revolution. Yes. That's. Mm-hmm.
So who does everyone have as the winner so far for that category? Because I've got Walter versus Dragunov.
I love all these matches though. It's just so hard to choose.
It's mean. I know. It's
I know.
It's cruel that we have. We put this on ourselves.
Of course.
We did.
We had a lot of arguments, trust me. When we get to a lot of categories, we had a lot of arguments.
What I thought was going to be a half an hour discussion with us for what the nominees ended up being about 2 hours.
Yeah. But all in all, these six, I believe, are to us like really great matches, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they all define something from each company, as from their styles to like the presentation and everything, in my opinion, for the men's matches.
MJF versus Cody Dallas. That's an AEW match.
I also probably agree with Dallas. I do think that is a strong contender.
I think I thought it was really interesting that we kind of came to the conclusion that AEW singles was okay this year, but they really shine in their tag team stuff. And it was kind of hard for us to find a really awesome singles match that we wanted to feature as match of the year from AEW, which is weird.
Yeah.
For me, what helps, to me, I think one of the strong contenders is Finn Balor against Kyle O'Reilly. And it might be just a case of, is one of the more recent ones. So that's what sticks out in your mind the most.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was still a hell of a match. I can't wait for the second one.
I think for me personally, it's the Triple Mania match, because me, Brian, and Sarah watched that match, and we were just like, "Oh, this match cannot be this good." But it was crazy.
And that was my first AAA event watching, and it was something.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's my turn to present the women's match of the year.
Yes.
Eye rolls all around. Okay. Women's match of the year. Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa. Or Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. Or Bailey versus Sasha Banks. Or Io versus Rhea versus Charlotte. Or Io versus Rhea. I'm sensing a theme here in the women's match of the year. My money's on Rhea Ripley, y'all. I'm just saying. Like, I think she's gonna get. I think she takes this award home somehow.
She has 3 matches that are on here that have been so great to me. Like, Rhea Ripley has an amazing year, in my opinion. You know.
Do you think she's being misused now, or is this all part of the plan?
I definitely don't think she's being misused at all. I think she's getting the spotlight she deserves, and I can't wait to see more from her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I think she'll be up in the main roster very shortly.
Yeah, I think probably after Royal Rumble. That's my opinion. I think that's what's going to happen because I don't think they want to push it yet. I'm thinking they're waiting just to see who will come back. But I have to say, like, all these matches were really good. You know, like Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa from, was it All Out? AEW's All Out pay-per-view?
No, I believe that was Full Gear.
Oh, Full Gear, right.
Full Gear.
Yeah. You know, of course, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania was her first WrestleMania. You know, of
First
course,
time
they brought back.
It was the first time the NXT Women's title was defended at WrestleMania as well.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
So I just noticed something that's completely off topic, but the bottle of wine I was drinking last night, on the cork it says Snapdragon.
Ooh,
Which is
nice.
kind of wrestling related. That's fun. That's kind of cool.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Sending it down to my best friend. That's you, Brian.
Oh. So the male wrestler of the year is, or could be, Drew McIntyre from WWE, Jon Moxley from AEW, Chris Jericho, also from AEW, Finn Balor from NXT, Randy Orton from WWE, and Cody Rhodes from AEW. Who do y'all got? For me, it's going to be Drew.
I think it's got to be Drew.
I don't know. For me, Jon Moxley. I mean, he held the title for a while. You know. I mean, like, he's been in all the main events, so
it's a solid argument.
You know, yeah.
It's a solid one, but it's a losing one.
The thing is,
What
too,
say you, Sarah?
with all 6 of these competitors, you know, a lot of them are hitting milestones this year. You know, it's hard to say which milestone is bigger than any other one.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Drew. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, next year Omega.
I mean, for me, it's Drew or Jericho.
Drew or Jericho? Okay.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I actually could get behind Jericho, honestly, more than Mox.
Yep. I think Cody had to be mentioned because he introduced the TNT Championship, and he was here pretty much all year, except for the brief stint he took out after the Brody Lee match. And obviously, it's been a huge.
When you own the company and put yourself on TV every week, and you have to be at least named.
Right. So,
but also remember, but you also have to remember, he does do great storytelling type of like matches, in my opinion. You know,
he's fantastic. We still haven't seen him use the belt yet. It's coming.
Yes.
The belt is coming.
Yes.
There will be lashes.
Yes. All right, on to the next category, which this one caused a lot of controversy from us all 4. Okay, we're going to the female wrestler of the year. We got Io Shirai from NXT, Bailey from WWE, Sasha Banks from WWE as well, Hikaru Shida from AEW, Thunder Rosa from NWA/AEW, and Asuka from WWE. Now, for me, I would have to give this one to Bailey because, of course, she had the long reign and she was the highlight of the show, for SmackDown. What say you all?
I have to,
Go
sorry,
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna have to give it to Asuka on this one. She's kind of the and I don't know that it's fair because the show kind of fell apart for me on the women's side when we lost Becky and Charlotte pretty much around the same time. But at the same time, you could also argue that Sasha or Bailey held it all together since they were on all the shows. But I think that Asuka is the very colorful rug that ties the room together.
I actually kind of agree with him. For me, it's either going to be Asuka or Sasha Bailey. But I also got to think Io Shirai definitely brought it this year. So I don't know. But out of the consistency since the beginning of the year, for me, it's probably Asuka.
I agree. Asuka is definitely, I would feel, is the strongest contender.
Nobody wants to say about Hikaru Shida?
Look, you just clear the air.
I'll be very honest. I think Shida is a great representation of AEW's women's division and everything that they stand for right now.
It's my heart for you to say that. Oh my goodness.
The funny thing is,
No.
I'm throwing the most amount of shade towards their whole entire.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's like a little bit of shadiness right there.
Yeah, I'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to our next category. The tag team, it's supposed to be tag team match of the year. We have Best Friends versus Pride and Powerful in the Backlot Brawl out of AEW. The Young Bucks versus FTR out of AEW. Young Bucks versus Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega out of AEW. The Women's War Games match out of WWE. And Imperium versus Pete Dunne and Eli Dragunov out of NXT UK.
Can we just say it was a great year for tag team wrestling?
At least
Especially for
AEW.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say that. In AEW, I have to say that the Young Bucks really proved that they are the best tag team, and they have 3 matches on this list that by far they're like the best. With storytelling, with tag team type of continuity and stuff. So it's really hard for me to choose, honestly.
For me,
sorry, go ahead.
For me, the best match is the Best Friends versus Pride and Powerful in that Backlot Brawl match. That was just a match I looked forward to, and it certainly delivered. But you can't go wrong with any of the matches on this list.
I mean, it might be my favorite moment of the year with Sue flipping the bird as she drove off in the minivan.
Yeah.
But let's also give some love to Imperium versus Pete Dunne and Dragunov. That was like underrated, and it brought some attention to NXT UK. So
Dragunov, where you been all my life?
Right. For me, I'm gonna have to say, I know everybody's expecting me to go with Hangman, but I got to go with Young Bucks versus FTR.
It's still Bucks versus Hangman and Kenny for me. I know I'm a total AEW mark. That's fine. That match, I could watch it over and over again. It's just so good. And no slight to any other match on this list. This is probably the most difficult award for us to do.
Yeah, we had a lot of tag team matches that we were like deciding, and it was just, I agree with you on that.
And picking a winner is not going to be easy either.
Mm-mm.
We had a hard enough time just putting the list together. Now we got to pick the winners.
I think we're gonna do it to a vote.
Thank God.
I think we're gonna include our Facebook page so people can vote and we can add it to.
Well, good, because we're gonna need some help from the outside. I can't do this alone, y'all, and I can't do it just the three. The 4 of us. It's very difficult. It's very taxing on your brain. You spend the entire year watching a lot of the same type of show.
And 2 hours of fighting.
Yeah, you find out things about yourself.
It was like playing Mario Kart for 2 hours or Mario Party.
Yeah.
Friendships were almost ended.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
Mom.
exactly.
Friendships are ended, feelings are hurt. Not mine, but others.
You don't have any feelings, I thought.
Right, exactly.
I went
Especially,
and streamed games on Twitch looking exactly like this for 3 hours and didn't talk about wrestling once.
Oh, nice.
It was a good time, but it was really, I was just like, no more wrestling for an hour.
Brian.
It's okay. Brian takes me to the depths, to the outermost limits of my fandom. I appreciate it. Freshman of the year, we doing that? Are we calling it freshman of the year? That's a good name, right? Freshman of the year.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
quite
it's
rookie.
category.
It's like, like they're just like they either just showed up in a promotion or they're just kind of starting their career or first time like out of the indies, whatever. Got Dominic Mysterio, long time coming, probably deserves a place on the list. Happy to put him there. Powerhouse Will Hobbs, solid debut. We haven't seen too much out of him yet, but he's been a very strong presence since he showed up. Dr. Britt Baker, I mean, it's just a lot of fun, and that skit that she's doing on AEW Dark now is just absolutely hilarious.
I love it with her and Reba. Yeah,
it's so good. Shotzi Blackheart, and it's cool because like at the beginning of the year she was kind of jobbing out to people, and and at the end of the year she's captain of a War Games team. So freaking awesome. We have who do we have? Santos
Escobar,
Escobar,
and Angel Garza.
Yes. Yeah. This freshman of the year is really unique, because you have a few people, that they had, they're starting to really show who they are. Like Dominic Mysterio, I did not expect him to have what he had, but but he wrestled Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins is one of the best. So if Seth Rollins can bring out a good match from you, you're gonna stick around for a little bit. So
I'm gonna choose. I think who. It's so hard. It's either my girl Shotzi or Dom.
No, like there's nothing wrong with like saying that, because like Shotzi, she had an incredible year. She started off this year, and she was the host on Halloween Havoc, and she had her own team for War Games. So,
For me, I think she's kind of the breakout star, but I also think Dominic went in there and killed it. It's so hard for me to say. The only reason I kind of lean a little bit more towards Shotzi is because she's been consistent. Like, okay, after the feud with Seth and Murphy, Dom kind of took a place back, which is fine. I mean, it was needed. But as far as what I feel like this award should be, I would give it to Shotzi personally. Mm-hmm. But we'll wait until we announce the winners to see who actually wins.
Yeah, we'll see.
I got to go with the Dr. Britt Baker on this one. I'm sorry. She's just too much fun. It also kind of ties into our next award because she managed to keep herself relevant and fun while she was injured. And I know that a lot of wrestlers don't always have the opportunity to do that, but I thought she did very well with it. The passing notes back and forth to Tony Schiavone, the whole feud with Big Swole while she was still in a freaking wheelchair, like pretty good stuff.
Yeah, she is definitely still around.
Yes.
So for me, as far as freshman of the year, I think one person we're overlooking is Angel Garza.
Yeah, that's true.
Great music, great character. His matches flow pretty great, and he's got a decent moveset.
Yeah, and we forget he was cruiserweight champion early this year. So, God, this year, my God, I forgot that he was the champion.
His match with Leo Rush for the cruiserweight championship. That was that this year?
Yeah, it was still this year.
Early January, February.
Oh, that match was really good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're on to Brian for our next category.
Is it me already?
Yes, it's you next.
Oh, what is it? Comeback of the year. Okay. Yes. So we got from, actually, I just noticed that. Oh, never mind. Edge. we have MVP Xavier Woods, the Doctor, Britt Baker, and Ember Moon.
Yes.
I got to go with Ember Moon on this one. She came back and fucking tore it up. Also, we should probably take Britt Baker out because she never left. She was always there, even during injury.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
But because we've already nominated her, she gets to stay. Because actually, I did enjoy her being annoying on screen.
I mean, she
Pretty
was
much,
gone
yeah.
for a couple of weeks when she had the surgery.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Of course.
Dallas says
Sting.
Sting. What about Sting? I thought we
Hasn't
had
wrestled
Sting.
yet. He
Yeah,
hasn't
just
wrestled
keep
yet.
watching. Just keep watching Dallas because we're gonna bring up Sting in a little bit. So, but
You
But
do
for
have a good
me-
point, though. We did miss Sting.
yeah,
Not
But
really,
I-
because when we think of
but-
comeback, we think of somebody who was active more recently. I think his is just more of a debut. Debut?
yeah, like a return in a sense, you know. So
We can count for next year.
Yeah.
yeah. But for me, I have to say, comeback of the year is Edge. That pop that he got at Royal Rumble, like nobody was expecting that. Like, and I was like literally jumping out of my seat at home. I was like, "What? Edge is back? What?"
But to be fair, though, like saying about that pop, like nobody else is able to get a pop for the rest of the year. So we can't judge it by that. Although I do agree with you, but for me, I would have to go with Ember Moon because I would have popped.
Mhm.
I have to go with Edge just because of the impact that it had. I know. But my original answer was actually going to be MVP, just because he's been able to come back and kind of highlight the careers of some forgotten wrestlers and Shelton Benjamin and some new wrestlers and Cedric Alexander. So
And
I think that he's done very well to help raise the youth.
and also give some relevancy to Bobby Lashley, like MVP, like what he was doing. Like he was supposed to be a producer coming back, but because of the pandemic, they probably needed to use him as a character to help out for the show, which I think that was the best decision they ever made.
And he rescued us from the Lana storyline. So
Why did we not choose Roman? There's a reason we had him on this list and then we took him out.
because he was gone too long.
No, it was more on the lines just because he wasn't really injured in a sense, and he was,
I got
yeah, I know, yeah, and for us MVP, we chose him because he hasn't been in WWE for several years, so that's why it's more fresh on our minds that he came back and he's been relevant ever since he came back from Royal Rumble. What say you, Sarah? I don't think we heard from you.
Yeah, sorry, I had to answer the door for the moment.
That's okay.
I mean, I love Xavier Woods. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. I don't know if he's the best one for this category, but definitely deserves to be nominated.
Mhm.
I think maybe my favorite would be Ember Moon. I know she was almost on a career-threatening injury, and then comes back and is rocking it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I agree 100% with Sarah on this one.
Xavier Woods is one of the best, right?
Actually, I actually do agree with that as well. I 100% agree with you. But overall, I do think that Ember Moon gets it for me.
All right, Orlando, you are up next for the next category.
We got the pay-per-view of the year, y'all. And the nominees are AEW's Revolution, NXT TakeOver 31, WWE's Royal Rumble, WWE's Payback, NXT War Games, and New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom.
We also decided to throw an honorable mention out to GCW Slime Season
So good.
and AAA's Triple Mania 38. The reason they're not on the list, though, is because they were free, which defeats the purpose of a pay-per-view.
Yeah. The pay, which is one of the first P's. So, yeah. So,
But those were definitely two great big events.
Yes. These are very hard to choose. I think for me, it's either going to be NXT War Games. Like, it's fresh on my mind, but also all the matches were really great. Like
Mhm.
there was not one match that was like, you know, that you could say like, oh, it sucked, but so that's my opinion. So
For me, I'm almost gonna go with Takeover 31.
AEW Revolution. I'm sorry. It was so good. It was just so good.
Mhm.
It was really good.
Almost every year, one of my favorite events is Royal Rumble. So that's, it's got the personal tie for me. But War Games was really good as well. I think this category is probably one of the ones we spent a lot of time on, like the female
Mhm.
wrestler of the year, just trying to narrow that list down.
yeah.
No, I just
Dallas
spent time
says,
trying to get somebody off that list.
yeah.
We had no problem narrowing it down. Just certain
Yeah.
people weren't willing to.
I fight hard for you, Sheeta.
Mhm.
I will
Dallas says,
continue
what
to do
about
so.
Full Gear? Is Dallas
didn't
asking
exist.
about?
It was good, but there's a lot of other better pay-per-views, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I liked Full Gear.
It was good though. I ain't gonna deny that. But there was a lot of matches that I was like, not a lot, but there was a couple where I was like, eh.
They blew their wad early on that pay-per-view because it was like when you start off with Hangman versus Kenny, it's kind of like, okay, where do we go from here?
Semi-okay match. Like I expected so much more from them.
I think they're just saving all of that for later. This was just like, this is not even chapter 1 in their story. This is like this is the foreword to the fantastic feud that they will have down the line. It's going to be awesome.
All right. So next category we got is the Tag Team of the Year. We have out of WWE, the Street Profits. Out of Impact, we have the North. AEW, we are seeing 3 tag teams. We have FTR, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, the Young Bucks, and also out of WWE, the Golden Role Models.
Yep.
Yeah.
The first time we have a nomination for Impact for guys. So
I think it's only. For me, I'm gonna give it to either the Young Bucks or FTR. I'm gonna go a little bit more with FTR because for me, that's what put them on the map for me as their tag team division. So I go with FTR, even though Young Bucks are quite amazing. Let's be honest, AEW is going to win this part.
Yeah,
of course, of course.
I mean, I certainly enjoy all of these tag teams. I'm a huge Young Bucks fan, but to me, it's either Young Bucks or FTR. I have to think about that one a little more.
I kind of wish we could go by promotion because the Street Profits deserve an award for the awesome year that they have had. However, it has to go to the Young Bucks. Because they have so much influence over so many things right now. They have influence over Omega and Page, over FTR, obviously the entire tag division because they're champions now.
For me, I have to give like maybe an honorable mention to the Golden Role Models because Bailey and Sasha Banks were on all 3 brands. They were the tag team champs and they were dual champs. So, they had an incredible year. So, why are you making that face?
I'm just gonna leave this on the screen for a while.
Okay.
I don't know what exactly he was referring to, but I just want everyone to know that people like what I have to say and they agree with me.
All right. We'll move on to the next category for Daniel.
Let's see here. Pull it back up. Oh, best weekly show. Damn it. That's my least favorite category. Best weekly show. There's only so many. It's Monday Night Raw, NXT on Wednesdays, AEW Dynamite, and SmackDown.
Wait, I thought we added Dark to that list.
Did we add Dark to the list?
I forgot to put it on. Yes, AEW Dark as well. I forgot.
And your 5th and final nominee, AEW Dark.
Yes.
Who do we have for this one?
I'm biased. I have to go with SmackDown. Sorry. SmackDown has been very much the best show for this year. A lot of the storylines are making sense. It's a 2 hour show. It's on Fox, so it's prime time. So
I'm torn between two.
Same.
which ones?
Wednesday.
For me, it's NXT or AEW.
I choose Wednesday.
Yeah, I choose just Wednesday, period. I almost want to just say AEW because it's something new and it's fresh. The NXT is a little bit more polished. I don't know. I just choose Wednesday.
Yeah. That should be our T-shirt.
I just choose Wednesday. Ooh, maybe it'll come back. Maybe it'll come soon for us here at BuckleBomb. So
2021 merch is coming, y'all.
Yes.
yes.
Merch
For me, it's a tie between two as well. AEW Dynamite on Wednesdays. But also, I really enjoy AEW Dark on Tuesday nights.
It's
It
a
is a
great
lot
show.
of it's a lot of squash matches in the time frame that it's on. But also, it gives a platform for a lot of independent talent who don't have big contracts to show off what they got. And some of the people you see on Wednesdays came from Tuesday.
Will Hobbs.
Yes. Will
I'm
Hobbs
just
being
glad
one.
that NXT UK is not on here because I probably would have went with that one.
And the only reason we didn't put that on there is because they were shut down for 4 or 5 months of the year. 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. So it's unfortunate.
Watch NXT UK. UK. You have no excuse.
Yuki.
UK.
Yes,
NXT
it's on the network, y'all. You could watch it. Probably on another day, but watch it. They have some good wrestling there.
Mm-hmm.
NXT UK.
It's less than an hour of your time, and there's no commercials.
I mean, Orlando doesn't enjoy her matches, but Jenny is really fantastic.
Jenny rules.
I enjoy her match. You know what, Sarah? Ooh. Try to throw some shade at me for my love for Jenny. Jenny's the best. She'll be the next number one contender.
By the way, Kaylee Ray, the UK Women's Champion, is the current longest tenure champion in all of WWE.
Oh, even over Fabulous Moolah?
Not yet.
Well, I mean, as far as current champion, she's held the title the longest.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
All right.
She's probably going to be third in probably soon. Hopefully. We'll see.
I like her look, too. It's just very stripper chic. She shouldn't be called the Fastinisha.
All right, Brian, you're up next.
All right. Best promo person. I got to go with, which also basically just means who's best on the mic. Eddie Kingston, Jericho, MJF, Drew McIntyre, Bayley, Britt Baker. I'm going to go with, as much as I love Drew, I'm going to go with Drew. No. Yeah. Or MJF. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What say the masses?
I'm just gonna go with Wednesday. Again, no. If I had to pick, while all these people are obviously fantastic on the mic, Eddie Kingston came a little bit later in the year. Chris Jericho's had more moments this year on the microphone by far than anybody. He's had more funny moments in promos and et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go with Chris Jericho. And I know I'm going to vote for somebody from AEW for almost every award, and I'm okay with that.
You can't, okay, hold on, stop. Because you can't say that, because that means that you're biased, and that takes away from our award system that we're setting up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But doesn't mean they're going to win every category either, though.
And then hold up. For Dallas to put that comment about don't choose Drew, how dare you? Drew has some great promos.
Oh,
come on.
Did you mean that comment?
No, yours.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
No,
I just thought you meant this one.
Oh. Let me just say I'm happy that there are two women on this list. Bailey and Britt Baker, have been killing it on the mic as the heels of their shows. So it's just so hard. All of them have been great.
There's a solid argument for every single person on this list.
Exactly.
All right, so we'll move over to Orlando for the next category.
We got best rivalry of the year, y'all. And the following are Edge versus Randy Orton, The Elite versus The Inner Circle, Seth Rollins versus Mysterio, Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, Big Swole versus Britt Baker, and Bailey versus Sasha Banks. Okay, so this one also got a lot of controversy, with all four of us choosing the rivalry of the year. So, but all of these rivalries have been great, like for me, like the Elite versus the Inner Circle, that lasted at least like what, a good 6-7 months.
Because you got so many spin-off matches between each of them, so many different title matches.
Of course, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they choose like certain partners. It wasn't all the Elite, so it was good.
For me, it would be Randy Orton versus Drew because I can recall so many moments of them, or basically all of their matches and everything that's happened throughout their feud. Also, I guess same for Mysterio and Rollins, but other than that, the other ones I'm like, I can't really remember.
I don't know if about Rollins versus Rey Mysterio because that one was just like, ugh.
Took forever.
This again, yeah, that one, I think that was like the longest rivalry to date for WWE in recent time because that lasted like what, 8 months maybe? I think that's how I feel.
Y'all, it's Sasha versus Bailey. It just is. They've just been, it lasted so long, so much build up. And this has been going on for years. The matches they had were fantastic. They went to 3 different shows every single week. That was all basically building that storyline, and it was all they had at the time. But I think it's Sasha versus Bailey, 100%.
For me, it's Elite versus Inner Circle as the top contender, just because, like what Orlando was saying, you had so many spin-off matches, a couple title matches in there, and it lasted for a good number of months.
Yeah, exactly.
So our next category we got is the best faction. This one, I think 1, 2, 3, 4. We actually expanded this one an extra one because we couldn't decide on just cutting it down to 5 or 6. So best faction nominees, we have the Elite, the Inner Circle, the Hurt Business, Undisputed Era, New Day, Dark Order, and Legado del Fantasma.
I have to say that we should have eliminated the Dark Order. That's my opinion, but
You're entitled to your wrong opinion, but they're still here.
Yeah. What's up? Join the Dark
I've
Order.
got to go with Dark Order on this one.
What? You flopped? Yes. Welcome to the dark side.
Wait, who did I say before?
I thought you didn't like the Dark Order.
No, I said
I thought you were saying New Day. You said before New Day.
Oh,
no, Brian was trying to add Retribution on there last night.
Yeah, I was joking around. I also said that this wasn't one of the.
Actually, I think last night you were going with.
Amazon gave me that my package was just delivered.
I think we're going with Legado del Fantasma.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Legado del Fantasma. That faction is really good. Like, they've been putting on stellar matches for the Cruiserweight division. So. Yeah.
For me, one of the top ones has got to be the Inner Circle. I mean, all the different promos they cut during the pandemic when they first started. How can you not like the Bubbly Bunch?
Yeah. And they're growing. So it's just like. So, yeah, so they already have now Wardlow and MJF in the group now. So we'll see if they're going to continue or they're going to break up. So let's hope they don't break up yet.
All right.
I think it's between the Inner Circle and the Hurt Business for me. I think that the Inner Circle is probably the easiest answer, but there's something about the Hurt Business that's just very smart booking to me. And for a company that tends to beat you over the head with something when they do something right, they did not do that with the Hurt Business. It's just there. It needed to be there. It served its purpose. And, as we said earlier, it's bringing back some, kind of forgotten stars and also highlighting some young stars. So I might even have to just go with the Hurt Business on this one.
That brings us to our next category.
In spite of my AEW bias. Sorry.
Exactly.
Holy shit moment of the year. Yes. I got to curse.
Oh.
I always get to curse. Let's see.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Holy shit. Holy
Okay.
shit. So this is
I think we have a certain amount that we could say before we get banned, but go ahead.
right. So this is, you know what the holy shit moment is. I don't have to explain it to you. So let's go. Edge returns at the Royal Rumble. I know I jumped out of my seat, even though we all expected it. Like that look on his face when he came out and like he was just almost crying. It almost makes me cry.
I wanted to cry with him too.
Oh my God. I teared up so bad. That was so cool. That was the coolest moment of the year. I'm sorry.
Of course.
It just was. The one wing angel to Sammy at Stadium Stampede at the end of the match. I mean, for a move that's never been kicked out of, it's definitely not being kicked out of when you drop 20 feet off of the what do you call it? The tunnel, football tunnel, football tunnel. Drew McIntyre eliminates Lesnar in the Royal Rumble, which was cool because we were all just sitting there waiting for Brock Lesnar to win the Royal Rumble and waiting for Vince to troll us again. So that was cool. Carlos Sheeta bloodies Britt Baker. I have the T-shirt. I literally have the T-shirt. It's amazing. And that smile that the Britt Baker had on her face was just amazing. Sting makes his shocking debut at the end of a match that means almost nothing, but it was really cool. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do with Sting. And the debut of the Thunderdome. So congratulations. This is our first building that's been nominated. Congratulations. First and only building receiving a nomination on the list.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got?
For me, it's
category.
It's when Drew eliminated Lesnar out of the Royal Rumble because it just
That's true.
It's one of the ones, a lot of the others were rumored or we kind of knew ahead of time. This is the only one where it's like, boom, you didn't see it coming.
That's true.
I agree with this one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going with Edge.
Yeah, it's like Edge or Drew McIntyre. It's just like Edge returning and then Drew McIntyre eliminating Lesnar is just like, I'm sorry, that Royal Rumble was really good. Like the last 15, 20 minutes of the men's Royal Rumble was just by far the amazing. And it got a "This is awesome" chant. If you've never noticed, like watch the match again, it got a "This is awesome" chant like at the end. So it was just like,
for me, it was also kind of like a tale of two Royal Rumbles because you got everything that happened. Like one story, Lesnar just dominating, eliminating everybody. And then when he gets eliminated, it's like, okay, boom, now it's a new Royal Rumble.
mm-hmm, that's true.
Dallas goes with Sting over Edge. Hot take from Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. All right.
All right. So next category, this one is Brian's.
Best debut from AEW, Brody Lee, AEW Matt Hardy, AEW Miro, AEW Sting, Raw, Keith Lee, NXT, Kieran Cross, and I'm assuming when we say Matt Riddle, we're talking about
SmackDown
when he defeats AJ Styles. For me, I'm gonna have to go with Miro. Although he did nothing afterwards, I still got to say his debut and all the talk and all that was probably the biggest.
Of course, yeah. like the setup and everything. I agree with you, Brian. Like the setup towards debuting him was really good, so
Mhm.
I would go with that as well. But
I mean,
anybody else?
if it was so recent, but it's either Sting or Brody Lee for me. I mean, what do you do? Like, how do you rate this though? Do you rate something that came out of nowhere or something that had been built towards for months? Like the revealing of the Exalted One. So, it's one of the two. I gotta go with Sting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's hard to pick Brody Lee or Matt Hardy. They both debuted on the same show. It was the first show in the pandemic era where there was no crowds, and that was a show I was supposed to be at, so I was supposed to see both of those debuts.
Aww.
But I was home instead watching.
Yeah.
But I also really enjoyed Matt Riddle's debut. He's very entertaining. And then you say, oh, he's going to job out to AJ Styles on his debut. And then boom, he beats him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Here's one of my favorite categories coming up next.
All right, Orlando.
Yes, the best cinematic matches. Now, remember, this was in the pandemic era, so we got some incredible cinematic matches out of all the companies, and the categories are Undertaker versus AJ Styles, the Boneyard match from WrestleMania. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt, the Firefly Funhouse match from WrestleMania. We got Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa, One Last Beat from NXT TakeOver. We have Edge versus Randy Orton, the best match ever from, I think it was Backlash pay-per-view. And then we have the Elite versus the Inner Circle, the Stadium Stampede match from EEW's, what was it? What was their pay-per-view called?
For which one? I'm sorry.
The Elite versus the Inner Circle, their cinematic match. What was the name of their pay-per-view?
It was the Stadium Stampede. Was it? I believe it was All Out.
Oh, was it All Out? Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry, nobody else remembers either.
For me, I'm sorry, but to me, Bray Wyatt and versus John Cena, that match, like it wasn't because it was a match; it was more of a storytelling type of thing, because it was going through the whole history of how John Cena is the biggest douche in WWE. I have respect for him, but let's be honest, he's the biggest douche in wrestling history.
Short.
Honey, if you want drama and storytelling, watch a soap opera. Watch Grey's Anatomy.
I think
That's not what
JBL is
I'm for.
definitely the biggest douche in wrestling history.
Yeah.
Although I do love me some Grey's Anatomy, don't get me wrong. But not in my wrestling.
I love this
It's
conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which one was the best for you?
I mean, I think my favorite's obviously the Firefly Funhouse match because I love Bray Wyatt. But I think in terms of like impact, it's got to be the Boneyard match. It was so cool, and that moment at the end where Taker raises up his fist and the lights come on, fire and everything. I mean, they murdered Gallows and Anderson. Literally wrote them off TV.
Well, not really rolled them off. They went to Impact, so.
Oh, they were literally murdered in front of your face. I'm just kidding. And we got Talking Shop Mania out of it. So I'm going to go with the Boneyard match. By the way, honorable mention for Talking Shop Mania for pay-per-view of the year.
Honorable, I don't know about that, but yeah, it was okay.
Dishonorable mention.
Can you just put up Dallas's comment for 1 second? He put OMG, the match was an acid trip, which I have to agree with that. That was an acid trip for the Firefly Funhouse match, which I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, Bray Wyatt is just such a genius, like how he creates things, it's just
For me, best cinematic match I think was it's either the Stadium Stampede because that was pretty cool, all the different little segments I had, or I liked Edge vs Randy Orton, best match ever, But I think it went on about 10 minutes too long. It was about a 45-minute match, if I remember correctly.
Really? Was it?
Yeah, I remember
I don't
thinking,
know.
this is really long, and ended up being for about 45 minutes.
Mhm.
So we'll move on to the
Wait. Brian hasn't said anything. Hold on.
Because
We got no
Brian doesn't
Brian.
like cinematic matches and doesn't
I
want to
don't.
participate.
My favorite is whichever one took the least amount of screen time. The film. The quickest one, whichever one it was.
Stay tuned for our new show in 2021, Daniel versus Brian.
Ding, ding,
So
ding.
you would just want a repeat of you losing?
Ooh.
That sounds kind of lame.
Every
In
promotion
fact, it
needs a
kind of
jobber.
seems like
And
maybe
it
watching
starts.
a Kushida match over and over again.
Oh.
Every promotion needs a jobber whose soul burns with the fire of 1,000 suns
Yeah. Just watch Dark. That's what it is.
to think the opposite way that you do and be proud of it. 2021, Daniel versus
Moving
Brian.
on. Moving on.
Sunday.
The next category is our Achievement of the Year award. This one, we have Jon Moxley, who became the second AEW World Champion, held the title for about 8 months, close to that. Chris Jericho, who hit 30 years in the wrestling business. Bayley, who held the title for over a year, as well as at one point was number 2 on the list of days reigning as a women's champion, but has now been passed by Asuka, who's also on the list. Charlotte Flair, who won her 12th World Championship. Randy Orton, who won his 14th World Championship. And the New Day, who won their 10th and longest amount of, or most championship reigns of 10.
It's
Tag teams,
funny
yes.
that after so many championships that Charlotte Flair still can't do a moonsault.
Her center of gravity is thrown off just a little bit.
I accept that.
I'm sorry. I like Charlotte, but her knees, come on now. You could see from her knees she bends them. She's supposed to, supposed to have them flat, like straight. Like her legs supposed to be straight instead of being that's my opinion. But for the achievement, I would, it's a toss up between Jon Moxley and Bayley for me. Jon Moxley right now in the history books, he'll be the longest reigning AEW World Champion for 8 months. Let's just see who's going to surpass that. I think maybe Kenny Omega may surpass him. So we'll see how long he'll hold the title. And Bayley, of course, holding down the SmackDown Championship for over a year, which, Bayley has been achieving so much.
Mm-hmm. I have to go with Jon Moxley. It's not, 2 years ago, you would think about somebody's life after WWE as, either having success on the independent scene or going to Japan. And Moxley left WWE and went to the other now major promotion and held their top belt. And he's still the IWGP US champion, still today. So he's managed to go all around the world and hold gold and put on banger matches and be a great champion and be a great wrestler.
Who are we talking about?
Jon Moxley.
Oh, yeah, I kind of agree. He definitely deserves that spot. For me, I have to go with either Chris Jericho, and as much as it pains me to say this, Bayley.
For me, I gotta go Chris Jericho, or I kind of want to go New Day on this. I know 10 tag team championships doesn't seem like a big deal, but out of a company that hates tag teams and destroys tag teams all the time, kind of is a big achievement for them.
Yeah, and at least they gave them the respect to let them know when they're splitting them up, because they had a story that they said in their podcast that they let them know if they agree to it. So at least they gave them a bit of respect to be like, okay, we're planning to break you guys up. So I mean, they could have said no, but they decided to, let's see how it goes.
And at least it wasn't. And I'm glad it, like they said too, it wasn't like one of them turns on the other, and that's how it ends. They got an ending where they can be brought back together at some point.
Pretty much, yeah. I agree with you on that. But
All right, and Daniel, we'll talk about our last category.
Okay. Last category. The RKO Breakout Star of the Year. This is for someone that came out of nowhere, because that's what's fun. See, it's what's the RKO. Kind of a performance that we didn't expect, or somebody. It's kind of like being the breakout, or not the breakout. The freshman of the year, sort of, but it's really more just like, hey, you know who I am, and now I'm amazing. You're both shaking your head at me. I don't know how to present this award clearly. I got up early to go to church.
And that's where you went wrong.
Oh. So the nominees are
Jesus Christ, no. It's Jey Uso, Keith Lee, John Silver, personal favorite, join the Dark Order, Orange Cassidy, Thunder Rosa, or Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm. Now, what we're saying is that they've been in the company for several years, but they never got noticed until now, thanks to this new pandemic era. So, so look at Jey Uso. Jey Uso is one guy that's been a tag team for over 10 years, and now he's a singles competitor, which he's showing off what he can do, thanks to, his feud with Roman Reigns. I would probably say him, or to me, like a little personal favorite myself too, John Silver. Like, he was hidden in a mask when he was in the Dark Order until he got unmasked, and now he's showing more of his personality. Still waiting for that workout regime from him, because he's around my height. He's like 5'5", 5'6". So want to get a life body like John Silver. So
Okay. I'm gonna go. I have to go with Drew McIntyre this year. He kind of came out of nowhere since the Royal Rumble and just skyrocketed since then. I mean, he's literally held WWE together during this pandemic.
Yeah, as much as I like John Silver and think he's very much a strong up and coming superstar, we definitely saw Drew McIntyre make the transition into superstar for WWE, and as a kick-ass babyface. So I'm gonna have to go with Drew.
I agree.
I agree with you, Brian.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
mistakes.
Did you say steaks?
I said mistakes.
Oh,
yes, but we forgive you.
Can I just respond to Dallas's comment that he just put?
yeah.
He just put it up there. Okay, look. I said that he broke out of the Dark Order because he was actually showing some personality. Like you saw some videos of him, the BTE, videos. I saw some clips of that, because mostly like the first year when he was a part of the Dark Order, he was behind a mask. Now that he doesn't have the mask anymore, it's just like now he's showing more personality. He's not really too much like a member of the Dark Order, in my opinion. So it's just, the Dark Order just needs to give it up. I'm sorry. That's my opinion.
Yeah, well, you're entitled to it. That's your choice, Orlando.
Everybody can have a wrong opinion.
So within the next 24 hours, maybe by the end of the night, but definitely by tomorrow evening, we'll get a form together. We can have our fans vote for their favorites in each category.
By that we mean Dallas.
I'm sure there'll be more.
Yeah. Probably be more, hopefully.
I got some homies that want to fill it out for sure.
I think we'll have a bunch of people who want to kind of compare and see where their opinions stand against ours. All right. Don't forget to check us out on BuckleBombEntertainment.com. You can find us on Apple and Spotify and some of the other podcasts as well. Twitter at BuckleBombENT. And you can find me personally at Sarah GNW, or excuse me, at HTC_Sarah GNW.
There is no social media. There is only Zool.
Oh.
Okay. You can find me on Twitter at BrianBellaBBE. Also, check us out on our website, BuckleBombEntertainment.com. And you can find us on all social media platforms and podcast platforms. Orlando, it's all you, buddy.
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter at Orly1985. That's ORLLIE1985. Go ahead and give me a follow. We're also on Instagram too, BuckleBomb ENT as well. So follow us.
Are we doing our prediction right now after we end this?
We'll do predictions. I think we're going to put the video up later. I think that was the plan.
Yes. So keep an eye out for our little predictions for TLC for tonight.
It should be quick. There's only like 6 matches.
In serious news, come follow me on Twitch, DMC Grizzle. 12 days of Christmas streaming. Tonight is night 2. Bring it.
Oh, nice.
What are we playing, Daniel?
Mostly Jackbox games and Drawful. So it'll be Quiplash, a game called Champed Up, another one called Blather Round, and Drawful.
Is this after the pay-per-view?
I don't know. I might do it during the pay-per-view. No, I think I'll do it afterwards.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
I'll do it afterwards. Yeah, it's fun. You just hop on my stream. You can play along on your phone or in the browser. It's interactive gaming. It's a lot of fun.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.